Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, we are in the Power BI series, and we're in week 2 where we're going to talk to you about how to make visualizations with your data. There's 3 main components to the Power BI experience. Data sets, which is basically the data that you're going to use. Reports, basically is your visualizations and your how to show the data, and then your dashboard is kind of your quick look of how to keep everybody up to date and see what exactly the information they want to see. It turns out you have two options for creating visualizations. You can either use Power BI Online, utilizing their pre-built content packs for some of the connectors that they have, and the only thing is you have a single data source for report. What we want to talk about today is the Power BI desktop and its flexibility and how easy it is to use. There's a lot of benefits to using the desktop. You can get started without having a Power BI online account. It kind of gives you a way to sandbox to play in to make your visualizations and change your reports without having to worry about affecting somebody else if they have an existing report. It allows you to have multiple data sources, and you can create measures and calculations, and it kind of gives you more of the Excel-like experience. If you're used to working in Excel, then you probably get around in Power BI desktop fairly well. One other thing is because you're creating reports, or files rather, you can utilize your existing versioning and source control practices to maintain your files and your information. And it's simply you just go to the Power BI Microsoft.com website. You can download it from the links provided. So with that, we'll switch over to the demo. And this is the Power BI desktop tool that you download. What you can do is you get started by connecting data sources, and there's a whole bunch of different sources that they have in here. You can connect to databases, some of your Azure files, and other options of SharePoint or Active Directory and all these other pre-built connectors that they have. What we're going to do is we're going to start with a file, show you how easy it is to import data from a file. So we have a list here, we have an Excel file here we're going to connect to. And we're going to select the salesperson page. And we're going to save edit because we want to make some changes to it to be able to start working with it. One of the first things you'll see is that there's column 1 and column 2, but we actually want to use the column names. So we're going to say go ahead and use first row as headers. And now once you have this, you can do some transformation on some of the data. If there's more information here, you could do some splitting and some pivoting columns and information like that that you can use further. But we'll go ahead and as we have it now. And it goes ahead, like I said, adds it right in. Now, the first part you see here is the relationships tab, and it shows you the relationship between your data as it is. And it's very simple, drag and drop. We can create a relationship between these two tables. So then next tab here is data, and I'll show you what it's going to come in as. Now one thing we want to do is you can do some transformations here, so we're going to go ahead and add a new column to this existing table. We're going to call it year. And as you start typing, it has some functions in there that are pre-built, so you can transform your data. But what we're going to do is we're going to take the year of the date field here. Go ahead and apply. As you can see, it comes in and splits out the year that we're going to use in the next step. So the final part of it is the reports, where we start building our reports out. And I start building a report here. As you can see, we have 2 different pages, so you can centralize your data and you not have to be putting everything on one page. You can say, okay, this is for the salesperson, these are item sales on this page, and you just go ahead and say, hey, we want to add another one, add another page, as many pages we want to add. So we're going to take this page here, the report card, and spice it up a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to take that new year, we're going to go ahead and add a visualization. And as you can see, as you start adding fields to your visualization, it'll start to try and say, okay, this is the best field I want to take. This is the best visualization I want to try. But for this case, we want to add a year, and we want to change it over to a slicer, so that way we can limit the data. So now as we start using these slicers here, it'll change the data as necessary. Now you'll see here on the far right under fields that we have each of our data tables listed that we used. So what we're going to do is on this first slicer, a salesperson ID is not really very descriptive. Nobody's going to know what a salesperson ID is, but they're going to know the name. So we're going to go ahead and change it. It's simple, just drag and drop, and it changes everything over. Now because of that relationship, we know that the name relates to the ID. We don't have to do anything on this report to change that. We can just start using it right away. So we're going to add a new visualization to this page. So let's make a little bit of room. We're going to come here. We're going to say click off here. We're going to start adding. I'm going to say this visualization. We're going to include profit, salesperson's name, and the year. So there it is. It starts building it out. Now it's very simple. Say we don't really like that visualization as it is. We can say, okay, let's try this one. No, it's not quite right. We can move around and change it. There's nothing that you need to do to rechange your data. You just start saying, okay, this is what we want. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go by a year. We're going to make it a line chart. And we need to change it around a little bit because it's not quite the way we want. So we can add and move things around and just drag fields in as where we see fit, so that way they start showing up as we'd like them. So now there's also, we want to explain what these slices are, so there's the ability to add a text box here. So we're going to add one here. We're going to type in, please select your filter. And you can format it. There's simple text formatting tools that everybody's used to using from, Word and whatnot. So now we have a report. We're nice and ready to go. And what we're going to go ahead is we're going to go ahead and publish it out, so that way we can view it online. It was published successfully, so we're going to go ahead and open it up and look at it. So here we go. Add it in your data set, and your report has everything ready to go. And as you can see, it's interactive, so you can start using it. We can say, okay, we want to see what this person did just for this year. Or if we want to say that we want to see just a certain state, or compare a couple states, we can do that. It's very nice, really quick and interactive. You can see everything as it changes right away. So now, with this report, there's not really you want to have a dashboard, so we can say, okay, let's go ahead and we're going to pin this visual to a dashboard. And it gives you an option. You can either choose one of your existing dashboards, or we're going to go ahead and create a new dashboard right from it. Enter the name, click pin, and it creates a new dashboard right for you. So now when you come in next time, you can see right to it. And if there's other visualizations that you really want to see, you can go ahead and add those too, sort of a couple more. So as you see, they're pinned, and actually you can also move it around and say, okay, I want to see this one up here first, and then the other ones, or this one's not as important, so we make it a little smaller, so we can get a couple more visualizations on the page at a time. So there we have it. We have our new visualization or report, data set, and dashboard ready to go. Everything's up and good. Now, if you're in an organization, obviously it's for you it's good, but if you want to share it with some people, then it's very simple. You just go to your report, click on the ellipses, and you say share, and you can invite other people within your organization to view your dashboard. Type in what you want them to say, they'll get an email, and you can actually have it allow them to share it further, or if you don't want to just to them, you can do that. Click share and it'll send out an email, everything will be ready to go. So that's really basically in a nutshell how everything is, how easy it is to create visualizations, make some changes, create your dashboards, publish it out, and have it be ready to go for mass consumption within your organization. Yeah, we're going to go back into Power BI Desktop and show you a little more about what it can do, some of the capabilities within it, help you see what you can do with it, how useful of a tool it is. So go back here into the data. You can come in here, you can say you want to edit the query. Your data is not quite right. You can come here and say, okay, this is unit price field. This column, we actually want to show it as a, you can make changes to it, say, all right. Yeah, how it displays, how everything is grouped differently. There's columns, like I said, there's a bunch of transformations here. You can split if your characters are delimited, if it has a field comes in and it's 5 pieces of data that needs split out, you can come in here and say, okay, I want to start splitting it out by delimiter or number of characters, and it will do that for you. It allows you that great flexibility with it. Like I said, as we did, we could add in a column, and we added the year. We can also add other columns to it to take advantage of the data that's there, transform it, make it something useful that you can do. And like I said, it's kind of more along the line of the Excel functionality that most people are used to. You can take it and transform it. Once you have your data coming back in your table, you say, okay, I want to make this unit price. It's coming in here as just general text. We want to make it a number. We want to make it currency. So we come in here, we just click on the tools and say, it's U.S. English currency or whatever format, 2 decimal places, and you're good to go. You're ready to use it, start using it however you want. And like so, once you have your data, there's several different visualizations you can use, and they're very simple to change around. You can change the chart type you want, a bunch of different bar charts, column charts, whole different ways of using. So whatever makes it easy for you to understand, whatever looks good, that shows your users what the data is in a readily understandable way, it's there for you to use. It's a simple matter of, if you want to add another field, you just start adding another, come over here, you start clicking on fields and add it in, and it starts putting it in. There's a lot of control over how you can format it, and it's very simple. Click and make a change to each of your axis. We don't want to say, hey, we want to show the title or not. We can do it. We can change it here. And ready to go. Quick and easy, like I said, quick and easy to use. You don't have to worry about it. It's kind of very intuitive use of the tool. Okay. One other thing that you can also do is you can, for example, this one is we limited the item sales just by the state. Very simple. There's a page level filter here, so we can say, okay, we just want to see this state, or we want to remove it and show everything. Or there's actually even a report level filter. If you're making a report just for one state, you can do that too. So like I said, it's a very intuitive tool. It's very easy to use. It's kind of the like I said, Excel or database model use that most users will be able to get in and start using it really quickly right away. So with that, we'll turn it over if there's any Q&A or go from there. Thank you for your time.